Hey guys, so this is the 10th episode in season 4. So, right before this, I made a full trip. It's like controlled navigation between the thoughts. Basically, one thought is one world if you treat it like that. So, like one thought of or a possibility of a world, right? Because that's how it works. So, I think today, right, after 5 years, I will have this amount of money, this, that. So, I put a possibility or a kind of energy already seen subconsciously into action. That's what I'm aiming for. So this is how it feels like. Basically, kind of like if you become your thought, you go with your thought in a way, right? So you lose sense and perception of the present. And that's why you can see those people who are thinking, they will be like focused. They will be like, because they are thinking. And someone who is in present will talk with the more awareness of the present, react to the environment around more. Because when you do that, it's basically just like using the mental power to its extreme. It's like you are hypnotizing someone. It's like with your words only, with the keywords, not the way you are speaking or your body language or anything, but just the words, keywords in themselves. Because the other person is only seeing the keywords only. They don't know from their perspective it is all fake only. And so these are the two places. So people who are in this kind of weird state, like most of the people, that they are not able to see life right in front of them. They are lost so much in the story of the mind, so much. Basically, this story of mind game was a game which the humans agreed to play together. But now they are competing for it. Like it was just like you are here, so you need to do something. Do you think human figured out food problems so long ago? At the time when agriculture was first discovered, that is what do you say? At least 3,000 years in India, people are practicing agriculture. Older civilization around the rivers, how the cities were planned, everything. So if you analyze even this video, you will understand at what points I am thinking, kind of making sense. Okay, so this is how the what but I've told them like this is where we have reached in the story, so we need to reach here. Like basically the aim of the video, right? So you come up with like, okay, this is the point that I'm trying to communicate, and then you see, okay, this side is communicated, this side is communicated, this side is communicated, and this side is communicated. So even my words that I am saying are also the same story. So I'm not saying, if you are treating words only based on your mental interpretation of the meaning, because meaning everybody have is personal, you have to understand. There is no like this word and that meaning and everybody understand that meaning. It doesn't work like in that robotic way. People associate the meaning of the tree where they like, so simple. I mean, I don't know why people don't understand. Like for tribal people, tree is like actually like a life. And you cannot understand that feeling from outside, because for that you have to live in such an environment that you observe a tree so much more carefully. It's like if I isolate you with only 3 people, okay, and I isolate you for like a month, you will understand like such minute behavior of all of those two, like other two. You will be like, oh, this guy does this in the morning. Like you will start to understand it in a minute way. So if you start living with a tree, you start understand tree also in the same way. And so there will be a relation, because the relation is anyways what is there. My relation to this tree as an identity is nothing different than my relation with any other human being as an identity. It's the same. So these words, whatever is creating the image in your mind, which only you knows, you are the only one who can understand what is going on in your mind. Even someone who is speaking can also not understand. I mean, that is how it is. That is the science. You have to understand. It is all science. Okay? It is logic based. If you really like understand it, it is like a sound with a meaning attached to it, and it is repeated in a habitual manner. Then habitual manner after sometimes starts becoming instinct in the next generation. So it's like how smartphones are instinctive, because they start from that level. And in the same way, basically, this is what is repeating in the mental patterns. But in the same way, physical patterns repeat. Or it's like energy repeats itself. Breath is actually a good way, but I think it needs a certain kind of like relaxed environment. Otherwise, you cannot use it. Because it works in the natural environment. You can come back with just breath. Like there is a, what you can say, like there is a way of seeing life. Like right now I'm looking, why am I looking at a tree with like wanting to have so much detail? So it's like my eyes have a particular focal length which is fixed at a particular distance. So it's like they're not using their full potential. What if you try to see in terms of light? Because if you squint, then you will see everything in terms of light, right? When you try to see sun, what do? You squint, right? You're like, because there is so much light, and you are just seeing light, so that is too much for you. So if you just squint, I see everything like. Like there is a different level of patterns you can see. So I have a very interesting example actually. This is good for like next generation. So I observed a lot of like this games, right? Esports players, and I have observed a lot. Like they're like live streamers. So I think that was used to be one of my pastimes. So I used to just watch people like play games. And this guy, like they keep telling stories like how they play games, the meta of the game, and everything. Okay, so it's understand it like that. Okay, so just like this guy has now, let's start a role playing game. Okay, role playing game means you are given an open environment and you are given a human body. Now go and start. So you will be given a basic certain kind of intelligence, and some intelligence you figured out by experiments. So and then you build it up. But the very interesting part about that is there is a meta game. What is a meta game? Meta game is where they play between the styles of the game. It's like how this I have observed a lot in, like I can give example a lot of like what I have observed, like PUBG or like whatever, like these like firing games comes. I used to play it a lot also. I used to just like talk to people and just like, oh, तूने भाई ये कर दिया भाई, वहाँ पे ऐसे कर देते भाई. And if the person is nice, you will enjoy it so much, because then you found like a nice different stranger with whom you are just like playing a game and enjoying it. This is crazy, right? Such easy happiness. So what I was saying, like, so basically, in a way, each players comes with the character also. Now it's personalized. Okay, so the guy, when the player basically when they will jump, so in a way like they will customize everything. So this is my dress will be like, so in a way that is like their avatars, right? So the avatars goes and then it's like, and the person mind is controlling it. So the way these minds are thinking, there is a pattern to it. Okay, so it's like a Chinese meta, or like then they like a Indian meta is very different. Indian meta is no meta. Everybody just holds, or somebody just like kills. Weird. Like whatever you have, like use your own meta. Done. So the Chinese meta is like strategy plus very disciplined firepower. Okay, very strong meta. Like they have utilized the efficiency of the thinking process, and like how all of you guys like go to our utmost like capability to think and react and like coordinate it so much on that perceptual level, you know, that you can just tell like what is going to happen 2 seconds later in a way in the game. There